I chose that, but I don't know why. I'm like, am I in my print era all of a sudden? I'll wash this, but honestly, I would probably take off the face, but I don't think it will. I feel like you want to wear it open. I almost wish it was cropped on you. That's the thing. Yeah, it looks really good on you, but it's up to you if you're gonna wear it. I almost feel like you would wear it if it's like a really pale cream color. Do a 360, yeah, turn. Yeah.
So I just came back from a very successful trip at the bins. As always, I somehow never ever leave empty-handed from there. So here's a little quick haul or overview at what I spent, a grand total of $16.91 on. So if you're not familiar with the Goodwill Outlet, it's basically clothing that's sorted in these blue bins, and depending on the location, it's either priced per pound or per item. We have a pair of rayon and linen blend shorts. They are very, very old navy, to the point where I'm actually not sure which year they're from, but like vintage Old Navy essentially. So super cute for summer. And then in terms of other summer-based items, I also got this top. I think it's actually just H&M, but it's like a shoulder strap tie top and a black and white gingham print. So it'll be nice and flowy for the summertime. And that's pretty much it in terms of summer clothes, at least if you're talking about summer weather in LA. I also got this like workout loungewear top from REI. So it's like this like putty. I know that's like not a great color description, like a putty stone clay colored, really thin, lightweight, like hoodie top. And it's got like thumb holes and everything. Yeah, so it should be really good for workouts, which I never do, but somehow maybe this will help motivate me to do more of them. So that's more of like a mid-season item. And then I took the plunge and got a pair of cargo pants, which aren't usually my style, but I thought this pair was like pretty well made. It was from a brand I'd never heard of before. It's called Wondery. And it's got like a bunch of pockets and the elastic ankle cuffs, as most cargo pants do. It had all the buttons and the zippers functioning and in place still, and then the waist even has these adjustable belts. So I thought that was pretty cool. So we'll see if I end up incorporating these into my wardrobe or not. I feel like a place like this is good to try new things that you might not usually do. And then I also got 2 sweaters. Both are just kind of like easy, cozy, oversized fits. And then this one is essentially the same silhouette, just in a different, this is a cut and sew version in a different like fleece kind of material. So I probably won't end up ever wearing those in LA, so we'll see. I also got in 2 packages a few days ago for another upcoming shoot, so let's unbox them together, shall we? A client sent me 2 more new tubes to replace the ones you saw in a previous vlog since they were a bit dented. Thankfully, these new ones look like they're in pretty good shape, so we can move forward with the shoot. This one's a pretty large and heavy box. I wonder what's in here. Do you guys enjoy unboxing videos? Should I be doing more of these with the new products I get in? This box is full of skincare products from a brand called Wonder Valley, and I absolutely love their packaging design. Everything from the quality of the packaging materials to the warm vintage colors is so fun and unique from other skincare brands. I don't know if any of you feel the same way, but I kind of like unboxing these large shipments of products. It feels a bit like opening Christmas gifts. Plus, I'm not an influencer or a big shopper, so I don't have the opportunity to do something like this outside of work. A lot of times people ask me what happens to the products when I'm done with the shoot. And there are a few options for what can happen. I can ship the products back to the client, and of course, they would cover any shipping costs. Or I can hold on to the products for any future shoot opportunities, but if nothing comes up within 6 months, I will either return the unopened products or donate them to a shelter or charity. I think there's a common misconception that I get to keep and use these products afterwards. Sometimes clients are really kind and explicitly gift them to me that way. And other times, return clients will ask me if there's anything I want for myself when they're shipping me new products, which is always so very thoughtful too. And as much as I'd like to try these Wonder Valley products for myself, I will definitely be returning these to the client afterwards, as these are showroom samples. I definitely didn't get into this business for free products, and when I first started, I was working from a tiny home studio in New York City, so my storage space was so very limited. So that's why it's really important to have a plan in place for what you're going to do with the products after the shoot and communicate that to your client. I seriously used to walk close to or right about 10,000 steps a day when I lived in New York City, and I really miss those days.
I'll have like a really tiny piece. I think like a really tiny piece, yeah. Tinier. Okay. Thank you. I do.
Yeah, I never got the strobe to work, so we're still working with continuous lighting for now. It feels good to have some work to photograph. After almost 2 weeks of not shooting, it feels a bit weird to be in the studio again, if I'm being honest. We're starting off today's shoot with another attempt to photograph the brand now that we have new tubes. I think that's one of the tricky parts about working in brand photography. You don't know how something will go accordingly to plan, and there's always other opinions or setbacks that affect your scheduling and timing, and that can also affect your work calendar and your payments. I'm not saying they're unwarranted or that's a bad thing. It's just something that can be hard to get used to if you're more familiar with set calendars and schedules. That's why I always make sure I have money in my bank account to fall back on, and why I always start and wrap up shoots as soon as I can, even if it ends up being days before the deadline. I need as much room for error and unexpected setbacks as possible, is what I've learned. This is not an industry for the faint-hearted or procrastinators. Why do I feel like all you've been seeing in this vlog are these Wonder Valley products? Today's plan is to shoot all of these products, or most of them at least, as a creative layout on a white background. And I'll be doing a few different layout options to see what would ultimately work best, since there's so many products involved. I'm prepping the bottles with sticky tack at the backs so they won't roll around, since this will be a flat lay. I don't have a particular strategy or layout in mind when I start to place the products. I'm just trying to keep in mind certain design elements, such as even spacing and maintaining an overall scattered look. I think one of the reasons I'm able to comfortably and confidently style my own images is because of my previous design background. It honestly did cross my mind from time to time in the beginning of Tiff Tiff Studio if I regretted spending 4 years in design school and then another 9 years working in fashion design. And my ultimate answer is a resounding no. I could not do the things I'm doing now without that base training, even if the work and technicalities are different. I think because I had that design background, the learning curve for photography became much less steep than it otherwise would have been. I'm curious, have any of you changed career paths before? Do you think your previous background helped your new trajectory in any way? I'd love to have a conversation about it in the comments below. I think a lot of times people think about changing their careers, but are hesitant because of any learning curves they may encounter or have a sense of sunk cost fallacy. Of course, the circumstances will be different for everyone, but I think you always bring something from your past that you can redevelop in your future life. As always, thank you for watching until the end.